people's good day to day. You know, I hope y'all out here feeling strong, being strong. You know what I'm saying? In these challenging times we're living in, it's a lot going on out here to the point where we really got to keep ourselves, out here in good standing and living safe as possible. You know what I'm saying? And I'm, doing this transmission here just to communicate, with my peoples, so my peoples, what I'm saying, can stay alert with broadened attention spans instead of having short attention spans, because a lot of our people have just that. Not only our people, but the people, you know, uh, at large as a whole. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the people got short attention spans because it seemed like, and I know y'all witnessed this, that as far as like for harmony, it's as far as harmony taking place. You know what I'm saying, in our lives or at large with the rest of the human family. It seems like there's forces at work, or basically there are forces at work that just seem to want to disrupt that harmony and to promote chaos. You know what I'm saying? Um, Through the territories of the planet. But for the sake of representing right knowledge, which is correct information that put our minds in a superior, educated state about the affairs of life and about the affairs of the spirit world and the affairs of the real um, occurrences that's taking place geographically all over the planet. Um, I mean, us as one individual, starting with myself, for instance, I'm doing my part to help make the world a better place through my actions and deeds are having a positive impact on myself and others in my environment. But yet, like I was saying, it seemed like there is one event, negative event, being triggered one after another, after another, after another, after another, to cause fear in the people, to be having to worry about their safety out here in the society. Why is that? Who is behind that? You know what I'm saying? You have spiritual books that has been put into society as books to um, help develop good etiquette, so to speak, in people's conduct from savage behavior. You know what I'm saying? For instance, you have the Holy Quran, you have the Holy Bible, you have previous scriptures that came before those writings, to name a few, of course, that the master teacher put forth for us to take into consideration to know about, such as the what's considered the Atrahasis tablets, Gilgamesh epics tablets, Adafa tablets, and so on, and other ancient writings that serves as evidence for humanity to benefit from, like the hieroglyphic scriptures of Kemet and things of this particular nature. In fact, all world religions originate out of Egypt or Kemet. For instance, we are fighting a spiritual war right now. It's whether you agree with that or you don't. The most important thing is that I concur with that. I agree with that. And I know what I'm dealing with out here in this society that is full of a lot of mind wars, legal disputes, about who's right, who's wrong, who has power and who's powerless. So I'm positioning myself to be a force to be reckoned with, to where I am powerful. I have power. I have energy. I have spiritual powers that can put me in a position of advantage and not put me in a position where I can end up being caught up into the spells of ignorance, or through the spells of ignorance that a large number of our people are under. So when you know better, you do better. And for the sake of spiritual masters, for the sake of becoming a spiritual master in this life that we live in, because it's more to life than just being a carnal individual who is chasing after the carnal customs of man, that can get you in a situation where you will find yourself ate up by the manipulations of the evil one who orchestrated the arena and the pleasure palaces of the carnal customs of man. See, this world is full of tests. This life is a test for you to either comprehend your purpose connected with higher spiritual principles, or you're going to be manipulated, influenced, or persuaded by the carnal customs of man. In certain circles in high places, or principalities in high places, that's responsible for appealing to your lower self. See, like the saying say, once upon a time, I did childish things, but now that I'm a man, I put those childish ways away. So in other words, I have woke up to the real world of responsibility and accountability and spiritual access, spiritual and spiritual awakening, so to speak, right? Yeah, that's it. Spiritual awakening to who I truly am, and serving that purpose, which is a greater calling beyond the carnal customs of man and witches and manipulative women who work in service of the evil one as a tool of the evil one to destroy strong men who can protect themselves from being destroyed by these beautiful women that is tools of the evil one that utilize what's called a sex force and sexual energies and manipulations and sexual powers to entrap a man that's vulnerable through lack of knowledge to get caught up by the female witches who all they want to do is just drain the resources of strong men for the purpose of doing the works of the evil one through the women who is caught up in the devil's web. So to separate ourselves from the unclean things of them elements of that particular kind of world, it sets us free from the backstabbing. It set us free from the betrayal. It set us free constantly. You know what I'm saying? From the ignoramuses who is appearing to be influential with certain ways and customs and traditions. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's alluring to the point where you feel like you're missing out on not wanting to be like them. But in all actuality, it's a plus to not want to be like them, because those particular people are on a path of destruction and not a path of construction, like the gods and goddesses. You know what I'm saying? So I applaud the gods and goddesses for being strong out here to stay separated from the unclean things of the world. You know what I'm saying? And stay full of gratitude and know that when you have principles to take care of yourself, your family in the right way, and connect with your soul family in the right way, beyond the darkness of the destructive path of direction of the evil ones, know that you are doing a great service to yourself. Now, you have it's like I want to speak on also about certain people that look like us out here, right? They look like us, but they not of us. There are actual people out here who have sold their souls to the evil ones for luxurious crumbs. I'm gonna say that again. These certain people that look like us, but they not us, but they actual people who have sold their souls for luxurious crumbs. But they think those little crumbs that they getting is so magnificent, and they serve as a motivating tool to backstab their own people for, which is actually garbage. You know what I'm saying? Those luxurious crumbs or trinkets that they get, you know what I'm saying, that materialistically is gonna waste away, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they feel like they have arrived in doing negative acts toward they, cool brothers and sisters that's out here standing for good causes and try to vilify them when they betrayal, you know what I'm saying, is of the lowest of the low. But they don't see it. Who can tell a fool, you know what I'm saying, anything when the fool thinking they serving God doing foolish acts, but tricked in their own mind, following the ways of the evil one. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me you sell out individuals don't know no better? You know better. It's just that you want to do wrong because you're full of hate and jealousy, and you don't believe in yourself enough, and your people to rise to a more higher civilized way of conducting yourself. But see, it's consequences for your actions. It's consequences for what we do out here. So when there was certain scripture saying, choose this day who you gonna serve, I serve a greater calling of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm about. So when I share knowledge for the sake of my viewers, listeners, and supporters to receive the information that I'm sharing for the purpose of healing, not to do harm, but to bring healing. You know what I'm saying? And to promote strength and for my people to have confidence in themselves, to follow the right path that connect to the real treasures of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And those are realities in terms of who we really are here in the United States of America, or what's considered the wilderness of North America, which is really our home as the indigenous Moors, Tartarians, Kemetic scientists, with our true spiritual science of right knowledge, correct information that was brought to us by the master teacher to raise our consciousness to a higher level through right knowledge, correct information. For instance, I'm coming from within with these expressions, right? But I also like to go into the doctrine where we get word for word what the great master teacher, how he laid it out for us to see things from certain perspectives. And individuals be hating on that. Man, I don't care about what any kind of opinions other individuals may have about the great works of right knowledge. Because my pedagogy is going to include me opening up the books and developing certain points of perspectives for individuals to see from through questions and answers. Through questions and answers in a way that I haven't even thought of regarding questions and answers to be asked or questioned and answered. You know what I'm saying? In a way where the master teacher done did it best. And I don't see nobody who did the works of the master teacher where they works can compare to the master teacher. That's why when he was out here, he was like, at the time when he was out here, he was like, okay, put me on a panel with the greatest minds on the planet regarding certain information, you know what I'm saying, about the realities of life, death, spirituality, and law, etc. They didn't do it. You know why they didn't do it? Because they couldn't they couldn't make themselves look like some fools that he would have made them look like, because they not up in consciousness and knowledge like he is. So he would have made a fool out of them people compared to what he know out of all due respect. But by him being a Nubian, like me and you, in a racist society that don't want to give credit where credit is due, by us dealing with a racist society who has covered up our great history and rewrote history through certain men, right, who hid our history and put themselves in certain places and put certain images, put themselves in certain places where we stood in greatness and tried to erase our greatness out the memory of world history, which is a disservice out of an act of what's considered an ancient jealousy of us. You know what I'm saying? So, to set the record straight, that's what the master teacher came to do. Set the record straight. So, by me embracing right knowledge, I'm setting the record straight. And I don't care who don't like it. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. It's about raising the consciousness of our people who deserve the knowledge to take us to a whole nother paradigm to live in beyond the abuses of the lies, the racism, the corruption, the stupidity, the negativity, the lack of true information that has been perpetrated by mind manipulators who love to cast spells on the minds of our people to be dysfunctional and then educated in a school academic system through one of the, which one was it? One of these banking family members where he controlled the whole academic elements of the information that's in the school system to produce functional illiteracy, so to speak, to where the people in the school system turn out to be nothing but human batteries to serve a certain machine. to perpetuate the ideas of a certain world system that don't have nothing to do with them being liberated in their mind. But they have working class slaves all over the planet. So instead of being constantly lied to, you know what I'm saying, and believing a lie, um, to reverse or lift that particular kind of thinking off of the mind, you know what I'm saying, requires a great work, you know what I'm saying, for us to wake up out of that ignoramus state, being ignoramuses, because predominantly it's a lot of ignoramuses out here, but at the same time, a lot of our people is waking up. This ain't about racism. Like the master teacher said, no one wins the race in racism. This about us waking up in the planet for the permutation of our species, connecting to higher worlds that we are spiritually connected to. But we forgot due to a great fall in consciousness. But now we are rising back in consciousness. So, for instance, the master teacher, right, spoke about us in a very beautiful, positive light by us being 9 ether beings who are the personification of the original creative forces of the universe, representing 9 to the ninth power of 9, which is the combination of all existing gases in nature. And by us being the manifestation of natural nature, we are connected with spiritual worlds that are very powerful. Now, who have done the works through certain book writings, through setting the record straight like the master teacher, who can compare with these particular kind of writings? Honestly, my research have shown that no one has. So he got my full support when it comes to his scholarship that he's sharing with me and encouraging me and telling us, you know what I'm saying, who have been fortunate enough to get the master teacher's knowledge to we don't believe nothing. We don't believe he told us. Don't believe me. Check it out for yourself. So by me not believing him, because we don't believe nothing, we don't have blind faith. We don't go into things blindly as Nubians. We don't follow those kind of doctrines because those doctrines are designed to rock us to sleep and to rock society asleep. That's what those doctrines are there for. And a lot of people in society is just that, rock to sleep with animalistic instincts that got them participating in self-destructive behavior toward themselves and others. You know. So I don't believe nothing. I'm about knowing what I know. And as far as him saying, don't believe me, check it out. That is exactly what I have done with my own research and checked it out for myself, which caused certain genetic explosions of awareness within me to be connected with the ether world, my etheric parents. I am what my forefathers and mothers are. And so are we. You know, we spiritual warriors in this world that's constantly changing to fit the nature in which we was created in, because we have beings amongst us that's unnatural hybrids that's doing things that's contrary to nature, unnaturally, where they are of unnatural nature. And the evidence in is based on the actions and deeds and projects and moves that they make, by the things that they do that have adverse effect on others instead of a harmonious effect that bring healing. So at this point in time right now, there's people who, of all nationalities, for the sake of doing good, they are of doing good. And you have people of all nationalities that are of doing evil and wrong, that are out here doing just that, wrong. So it's a battle. The duality is there, and as a result of that duality, you know what I'm saying. We gonna be victorious when it comes to standing for what's right, because that's what's gonna last. You know what I'm saying? The gods and the goddesses that's out here doing right. You know what I'm saying? That's who's going to last, and who has standing. It's just an ongoing battle. So keep your mind sharp. Keep yourself separated from the unclean things of the world. You know what I'm saying? And look forward to good things to take place for you in terms of attracting positive resources to yourself, so you can be properly sustained out here with no worries. You know what I'm saying? Now I want to go into this particular area as evidence of the sound right reasoning that the master teacher organized for us to have sound right reasoning with, right? Now, this goes on to read from the works of the master teacher. I have translated the Noble Quran with commentary and accurate translations. The Noble Quran is suited for Muslims and Christians alike. Now I'm here bringing in the Negroids or Nubians religion with sound right reason, which is Nuwabu, our true spiritual science. And with this knowledge, if you accept it, you will break this spell. Now, stop right there. With this knowledge, we will break the spells. What spells? Now, I have learned from one of the great master teachers amongst us today, our Moorish brother, Taj Tariq Bey. Now, he had made a statement about these people called symbolographers, those who specialize in the art of altering linguistics, words, right, to trigger confusion in the minds of that person. A lot of our people who constitute that person is confused because, like the master teacher pointed out too, that the evil ones, they have clipped the roots, right, off of the root meaning of words, and created a language of reverse knowledge, backwards knowledge, which shows why a lot of people out here in society that's under spells, they operate and do things backwards. Easy to be led in the wrong direction, but hard to be led in the right direction. Now, going back to this point, if our people accept this information, you will break the spell. Now, I told you of the end time, the prophecies that will be fulfilled, things to come and things to pass. Trample down on the beast and destroy the 6,000-year-old spell. They try to keep your minds bound with secret symbolisms, right? They try to keep your minds bound with secret symbolisms. and they teach you things without you even being conscious of it. Right? Now, before our eyes, with the illusory um, Excalibur technology, mind manipulation magic we see through the media that create illusions of certain things, or we hear stories that's fear riddled, that cause fear, or that cause fear to be in people, or they show us things um, that's connected with death to make us afraid of death, when death is an illusion. We never die truly because of our soul essence, connected, being connected with the universal powers of the all, which is a beautiful thing because by us being high energy beings, we just transfer, but we don't be destroyed. We travelers. We have a traveling essence about us that is indestructible, which is why we get through so many um, challenging elements. That's why we overcome so many challenging elements, because of our constitutional makeup as melanite people with a sun, with sun heat genes, which is um, something positive, not negative, it's positive. But yet you have racists, biologists, and sociologists, or chemists who make biased statements about us that's not true to try to minimize us and our godlike status of being star seeds, chosen ones, golden children, national treasures, etc. Through accepting our true spiritual science, help break the spells collectively as a whole. Now, for instance, right, a lot of things around us is hidden in plain sight. That's what I want to go into with the next transmission. I just wanted to build with my people for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And just say, much love to y'all, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Positive energy do activate constant elevation, and feel good about yourself with confidence. And may we all be prosperous, and may we all experience prosperity by wanting to see ourselves and others succeed. Peace and love.